What's poppin', fam? Welcome to Don't Touch My Mindset, a podcast that is designed to uplift, inspire, and motivate you, and most importantly, share tools to help you protect that mindset. Well, I feel extremely good. Hello, welcome back. Welcome to another episode of Don't Touch My Mindset, where we come and explore new mindsets every single week. Except for last week. We missed last week. I am your host, Jay Chase. But it's okay. We're back this week. I got a brand new mindset. I believe this mindset's going to help you with fear. I've been, as you guys know, on my 90-day personal growth challenge. And one of those commitments is a self-learning commitment. So I spend an hour a day doing something that helps me learn or become better in my craft, right? And my craft is speaking, coaching, training, selling. And what I've been reading and listening to, I've been reading The Fifth Agreement and listening to Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil. Absolutely love this book. Really, really good. But just off and on between the two, I'm going back and forth and only spending an hour. And at the very beginning of this book, when he first starts this conversation with the devil, he identifies 6 basic fears that every human has. And I was like, yo, this is deep. I want to explore this. So today we're going to look at overcoming the 6 basic fears that everyone has, how to do that, how to implement strategies, and like how to kill the bear 2.0. If we really think about it, like face the fear. There's nothing on this planet that we can't overcome. Like we've built the planet, we've evolved, we've grown from where we started 200 years ago to where we are now. So we're continuously overcoming. And so today I want to talk about facing the fear and how to overcome the 6 basic fears that seem to haunt everybody during their existence walking on this earth. I love it. I'm excited about it. And when I give you these strategies, we're going to be able to walk in a place of confidence, walk in a place of faith, listening to our higher self, listening to what the Lord has for our life. Like, we're really going to be able to tap into a new level of consciousness once we know we're operating from faith and not operating from avoiding one of these 6 fears. So let's dive into it. If anything resonates with you from this episode, please rate, review, share it with a friend. Yeah, let's get it. I always want to start off with a quote. And today's quote comes from Pope John Paul II. The future starts today, not tomorrow. I love how simple it is, and I love how straightforward it is. The future you're waiting to arrive tomorrow starts when you start planning it today. Like when we start going after it today. And I get it, there may be a few things that's holding you back. There may be a few fears that you have of the uncertainty or maybe the change that's required. I get it, I've been there. There was a time in my life where I didn't think that I could change. July 1st, 2017, I was released from prison and I had to go to a halfway house for 30 days. And that meant like the transitional period from prison to home. And I had to go to the halfway house. It was still like lockdown, like that's where I lived, that's where I stayed. But I had to get a job and I'd be on work release. So I'd get released to go get a job and I had to go do something different because like the life that I used to live before I went to prison was dead to me. Like I didn't see any going back. I didn't see the bars. I didn't see selling cars. Like I didn't see any of it. And now I'm a convicted felon. So I'm like, whoa, okay, Jay, I don't want to be broke, right? I'm terrified of what people have to say about me. I feel like I've been making bad decisions for my life, and that's losing the love of people that I love. I'm getting older, right? At this time, I was in my mid-20s, but still, like, going from my early 20s, kicking it, living it, doing whatever I wanted, being reckless, to being in my mid-20s, and I'm not like, yo, I'm getting older. I'm like I gotta slow down. I gotta start making wise decisions Because one day I'm going to leave this planet. One day I'm going to leave this earth realm. One day I'm going to go meet my creator, and I have to give an account for my life. And so these were all like deep-rooted fears that I have in myself. And as I push towards change, as I push towards growth, as I push towards uncertainty, I had to face these fears head on. There was no turning back. There was no second option. I had to face this head on. So today I wanted to explore these fears, explore this concept that Napoleon Hill came up with, that every human is haunted by 6 basic fears. And we're gonna break it down and what it comes down to. But I want to go over the 6 basic fears. The first one is the fear of poverty. This fear involves worrying about financial security, the lack of money, which can prevent people from taking risk or striving for a better economic position. Like, I didn't want to be broke, so I wanted to shift towards stability. And like, when someone pushes towards stability, they're not taking risks. They're not putting their life in their own hands. They're actually depending on the person that's relying or supplying the stability. So think about your job, right? It's only a stable job because somebody pays you every time that the pay period comes up. But if you were to enter entrepreneurship or build your own business, that falls on you. Everything falls on you when you get paid. So that fear of poverty leads to people not taking risks or striving for a better position when it comes to the financial matrix, right? Secondly is the fear of criticism. This fear concerns being judged or criticized by others. It can stop people from pursuing their goals or expressing their true selves due to the worry about other people's opinions. Like, this is something that I suffered from a really, really long time. Even with starting the podcast, I was like, what are people going to say? What are people going to think about? What if I do this? And it was like, what if I show back up to the car lot a new person? What are people going to say about my past? If I show back up in that old environment, what are people going to say about my past? And so we really got to face this fear head on. The fear of ill health. This fear involves anxiety over somebody's physical well-being. It may lead to extensive caution and to limit one's life experiences or willingness to take challenges that could be perceived as stressful or dangerous, like you're living inside a box. Like, if you fear that going outside you're going to get sick, or you can't stand your allergies so you stay inside and you're going to miss the beauty of life or what life has to offer. You know, I vividly remember during COVID where we had to isolate, where the mask didn't go within, you know what I mean, social distance. And I was blessed enough to live right by a park and a trail so I could get outside more. But I remember I would still have to take Ubers to work because I didn't have a driver's license at the time. And I was taking an Uber to work, and we still had to go into the job and do our thing. But the Uber drivers would be like, what do you think about what's going on, all the isolation and stuff, people dying from COVID? I said, yo, if the good Lord has to burn us down in order to get us saved and bring us to a place of unity, so be it. And I just hope that I make it through. I'm not scared of the ill health, but I deal with it. I got COVID twice, and I had to deal with it. It's okay. It's okay. But it didn't prevent me from taking on challenges or going outside or experiencing the beauty of life. The fear of loss of love of someone. Now, this one's deep because this fear revolves around the concern that one's actions or failures might result in losing the affection of somebody important in their life. The disappointment clause. Like, we do something wrong, we make a mistake, we fear that somebody's just gonna pack up and leave us, versus talk through it and work through it with us. And so we gotta show up to that place of letting go that fear of losing something and the fear of having something forever. Like, we gotta be non-attached to the situation or relationship at hand. Otherwise, we're always gonna move in this fear of loss of love of someone that we love. Like, if somebody wants to persecute me for my past, my actions, a mistake I made, it's probably not the person that I should be around. I read a quote that said, chase dreams, not people. When you're following your dreams or chasing your dreams, the right people will be drawn to you. And so if any of my actions pushes somebody away, of course I'm going to examine from the inside out, but I'm not going to change my vision to accommodate that person's opinion or how they think they may love, right? That's a whole nother episode within itself. But this is one of the biggest fears that a lot of people get trapped in that we can free ourselves from. I'm already feeling like there's going to be a part 2 of this. I'm going to just let this digest. We got 2 more fears to cover, then I'm going to wrap her up. Fear of old age. This fear includes concerns about the loss of youth, vitality, and opportunities, and the anxieties associated with aging. Yo, I'm about to hit 31. I feel it. And my body's changing, right? Things are starting to ache. I took a walk around a block the other day. My knee started, I was like, ooh, baby, my knee hurting. And I was like, all I did was walk, right? Walk around a block. And I'm not saying that I'm not moving enough. I do at least 10,000 steps a day, but my body's changing. So there's this small fear of old age. Like, am I going to make it to be a grandpa? Like, I got a son now and he has a whole life. In 20 years, he'll be 21. And I'm like, oh, snap. I got 20 more years to go if I want to be in Kai's life. If I want to see him graduate. If I want to see him go to college. If I want to see him get a job. Like, I got 20 more years and I got to start taking care of myself because I'm only getting older. And growth isn't automatic. So just by age, we don't get better, we get more bitter unless we're being intentional with our growth in order that pushes us to a better mindset. So that fear of old age grips a lot of people, and I want to say in their early 30s, because that's when our body really starts, late 20s, when our body really starts changing, right? And lastly, the fear of death. This entails a fear of the end of life itself, which can lead to avoidance of thinking about or planning for the future, which takes us full circle to the quote at the beginning of the episode by Pope John Paul II. The future starts today, not tomorrow. And when we have this fear of dying, this fear of the end, that we won't plan, we'll just be impulsive, that we just need to experience today, like, or there's no need to plan. Like, your future is today if you take control of your life. We start with a place of self-leadership in order, like, it's okay to have a vision. It's okay to plan. It's okay to pursue your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. Don't seek safety. Seek your passions. Seek the things that set your soul on fire. Look, I love you guys. I love you so much. There's going to be a part 2 next week where we're actually going to dive into these strategies of overcoming these fears, what that looks like. And I'm going to just go in depth on each one. Just the fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love of someone, the fear of old age, and the fear of death. Like, we're going to go into practical step-by-step strategies to get over this. I like this. Like I said, you guys can look at this as Kill the Bear Part 2. If you haven't heard Kill the Bear, that's the very first episode of the podcast, so go check it out, where I was actively fighting these fears, even with starting this podcast. So I hope this has inspired you. I hope this has given you some motivation, uplifted you. I love you guys. Keep being amazing on purpose, and remember, your purpose is amazing. We're back next week with part 2 of the 6 basic fears. But until then, stay focused, stay inspired, and stay connected. But most importantly, please, 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 don't let anyone touch your mindset.